Okay, can we hear me now? We good?
Yes.
All right. Sorry about that. Pro streamer strats right there. Not realizing your mic is turned off. Anyhow, as I was saying, welcome to United Astronomy Club to New Jersey. We're so glad you could join us here for our online presentation. We are starting a little bit early, but never fear. Basically, some people got in contact and said, hey, you know the Lego orrery, if you're good at Lego, takes about an hour and a half to build. So if you're not, you need a little bit of extra time. So we started early to give me some time to try and start this. And then at 8 p.m., we'll be doing the slideshow presentation about eclipses, transits, and occultations. So before we get too far into it, I want to thank you all for joining. Do hit those like and subscribe buttons. You can look us up and our mission at uacnj.org. You're going to find a list of all our upcoming presentations, as well as a list of our member clubs, because we are a club made up of other clubs, and links to various ways to support us and our mission to try and get science and our love of astronomy out to the general public. You can also check us out on our social medias. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have a Discord channel. So feel free to use those to contact us with your questions, or even if you want to share just like your astronomy setup or your photos that you've taken. And then we also had something that I'm forgetting. Oh, we also have a merch store through Fourth Wall. You can follow the link that I'm about to put in chat. It's store.uacnj.org, and all that, the proceeds from that does go to support our cause, keep the bills paid, and allows us to offer the free public programs that we do, because we are a nonprofit. With that, tonight you are actually signed up to listen to me ramble on for a while. The presenter tonight is me. I'm Kimberly Trumpore. I've been involved with astronomy at UACNJ since I started dating my now fiance, Chris, and it has snowballed into more and more responsibility. And I'm currently on the executive board at UACNJ as secretary, and which means I'm one of the people trying to develop new programs and ways to make sure we stay funded enough to pay those bills, like I said. Tonight, we will be learning about eclipses, transits, and occultations, which is a great one since we just had the occultation of Mars by the moon. But anyhow, like I said, I needed some extra time to get started on the build, so we're going to open this up. Is there a special... Assuming I can open boxes. And I'm going to be a little bit more organized than just dumping it all out, because I don't want to have to go searching for it. So you can sit there. Maybe you'll stop pieces from going and running away from me. So we got multiple bags here, stickers, which I'll probably apply after we finish stream. But feel free, guys in chat, if you want to ask any questions, feel free to ask them about United Astronomy Clubs of New Jersey, or just astronomy in general, and we will try and answer those for you. So 4, 3, 2, 1 is going to be the first thing I need. Ah, yes, the obligatory book of instructions. Very important and also very thick, which is why I needed the extra time. Does in fact make sense. Oh, okay. That's telling me the pieces have a scale. Perfect. So first thing we're going to need is bag 1. We need 1 of these rings. One, 2. Here's the earth. And for... I've already lost a piece to the aether. Because we knew that was coming. We knew this was going to happen. Because that is life. Oh, it didn't go far. Perfect. I love it when things don't run that far away. How many bags or pieces are in the Lego build? So it looks like we got, well, there were 5 bags, but there's 4 numbered bags. The 5th bag had pieces that, from the looks of it, will go through in each different step. This says it's 526 pieces for ages 10 and up. The planet Earth and moon in orbit. So it's a Technic set that's supposed to show the orbit, or how the moon orbits around the Earth and the Earth orbits around the sun. But excellent question. Yeet. I missed the garbage can completely, but that is okay. It's not my house. Ooh, we got sub bags here with connectors, which I think will stay in there unless I need them. So first thing we need is red piece, and we need some two blue pegs, and we're going to put the 2 blue pegs on one end, and then put that into a long piece. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there's 7 holes, and that says it's 15 holes. That makes sense. And that goes on it like that. Cool. Right. But anyhow, so why we thought of doing this presentation was, like I said, when Lonnie's presentation happened, he happened to mention the occultation of Mars by the moon, and I realized we had not done a presentation about occultations and transits in a while, because unfortunately one of our presenters who used to give that presentation unfortunately has since passed. He was a great guy, and honestly, I would love to have more time with him and him to actually give the presentation, because he was very knowledgeable. But as one does, we do make do. I missed the step. We need a tiny red piece that goes into the back next to that piece. So just the... I did that wrong. That was the wrong red piece. And that is stuck in there now. Can I use this and force that other thing out? Yes, I can. This is why we pay attention to the directions. Cool. So now that I put that there, the black piece actually goes on. And we take the red piece that I put in the wrong place and put it in the end. Maybe. like so. Yes, that looks exactly like what we should have done. All right. Page 8. We're adding more blue pieces. We need 4 of these. Yes, we're still working with the long blue pieces because I see some short half and half blue pieces there. So, and we need 1 long gray piece. Yep, that works. So we have 2, we skip 1 and insert. Is that inserting from the back or inserting from the front? I'm going to say that's inserting from the back. So we have 2, a blank, and 1, a blank, and 1. One interesting thing about this build, so like many models, there's always a little bit of fudge factor. Many things can be out of whack. For example, when we look at a flat map, things get distorted because while landmass and countries are actually 3-dimensional and wrap around, on a flat map we try and shrink it and make it fit to a rectangle, which often ends with landmass sizes being distorted, and whether too big, too small, or misshapen as such, because we're trying to fit a round map onto a 2-dimensional flat and wrong shaped thing. So what's different about this is, so while it will show what to kind of expect from that rotation, a scale is off. And because we are limited by the gearing and how many teeth per inch that a Lego set can achieve, the rotations are a little bit off. So I did look up some of these stats, and let me just pull that here, because I did look up that. So the things that are different, and we can kind of see it in the box here. The scale of the sun to the earth and the moon is obviously, very off. And also the distance between the objects are also off. Just for the fact that when you're trying to make a model to understand a function, in an effort to make everything absolutely correct, the scale you need to use is often very limiting and makes it hard, because especially with celestial objects, it's such a things are on such a massive scale. For example, when you go to the solar walks and whatnot, let's see, I need 1 red piece and another one of the trailer hitch things. You'll find that there are, come on, get in there. They'll show approximate scale of the planets and at the distance you have walked. That just really doesn't stay in there. That's just loose in there. Okay, and that's going 2 in, so there. Nope, did that wrong. 2 in. And that goes there. I find that piece that I dropped. That just free rotates in there. And try not to lose that again. All right. So, yes, that looks about correct. Next page. We need 2 tan pieces, 1 blue half and half, one of these, I'm going to say that's a red rod. Yep. And then one of the gray bits with that sign, and then 1 wheel. Cool. Does it matter which side this side? No, same to both sides. Perfect. All right. But anyway, I was talking about the scale. The one thing that is to approximately to scale. It's not perfectly to scale. Again, we're doing Lego. It's the relationship of the moon to Earth is approximately, the moon is 1/4 the diameter, and it's close-ish. And the moon is about 60 Earth radiuses, radii away from the, yeah, the moon is about 60 Earth radiuses away from the moon, if I said that correctly. Yes. So, and because we are a very, our planet-centric system, one astronomical unit is the distance from our Earth to the sun. And that is much longer than the distance we will be getting into. So that, and we flip this over. We insert the red peg in, and then the blue, nope. We do not flip it over. We find the rectangular piece, apply it, red peg in the center, and blue peg with the plus down. And then we apply that to the black side. 1, 2. Ooh, and it is 8 o'clock, so we are going to be starting the slideshow. Can you pull that up, Jeff? Yep. The slideshow now. Perfect. So we are, like I said, I've been with UAC&J for a while, and my start in astronomy was with United Astronomy Clubs of New Jersey. So what are we trying to do here? We're trying to explore eclipses, transits, and occultation, and learn about the basics about some very complex mechanisms where light and shadow interact to cause the eclipses and create some of these other amazing phenomena in our sky. So, the plan. I have a plan. There's a method to the madness or madness to method, and we're not quite sure which it is. We're going to cover the basic principles, kind of understand some of the variables, and by building this, we're going to be able to show what some of these concepts we're talking about are. Computer, move forward. That's too many. That's too less. There we go. So first thing is, we're going to talk about eclipses. They're the thing most people know about. An eclipse simply is when we see the shadow of another object. And the shadow, of course, is formed when an object obstructs the path of light. And the shadow is often in the shape of the object obstructing that light, as you can see on the slide. Someone has a lovely flower in the window. You can see that it is a flower. Someone put a mannequin in front of a light, and you can see the shadow of a mannequin. There are many lights in the studio, so that I don't necessarily cause really nasty shadows over the work area. But shadows have more than one type. I have to remember to build and talk at the same time. I think I already messed up and put this on backwards. That's okay. Is that red thing supposed to hold that gray thing in place? I betcha it is. But we discovered the problem before it was a problem. So it's not actually a problem. Yeah, that looks more reasonable. All right. So, different types of shadow. You have the umbra, which is the darkest part. You have the antumbra, which is the lighter, where it's still kind of in shadow, but it's not always the amount of it. And you can see that, can you see? Yep, you can see my cursor here. So the umbra is this darkest part, where the deepest part of the shadow. The antumbra is still a deep part of the shadow, but it's one that doesn't actually reach the earth or any object that light is being blocked by. I got that backwards. Because we have the sun here, we have the moon, and we have the earth. The umbra is the immediately blocked area. So it's whatever's sitting in shadow immediately behind the moon. The antumbra is what is actually projected across the earth. And then the penumbra is the other that are kind of in shadow, but there's also still a little bit of light getting through. Don't worry, I'm not going to have a test on this because I'm not your teacher. But it is nice to think that you may learn a few things. We're going to start here with a transit. A transit is what happens when an apparently small celestial object crosses in front of an apparently big one. Now, why do I use the word apparently? Because in space, an object might be much bigger than another, but because it is much farther away, it will appear smaller or the same size. You see that also when we're talking about apparent magnitude, which is the amount of light coming off of stars. let's see, so we finished that step. I need one of those pieces again. I need a T, I need a gear, and I need the other red thing. So, for an example of a transit is when a planet crosses in front of a star. We actually try and find exoplanets this way. I know a number of citizen scientists, people who are not getting paid in any way, who go out and they've done the math. There have been observations of, an object passing in front of this before, and they collect data on, what sort of atmosphere that might be, because there are measurable variables such as how much it dims the star. Depending on how far away you might be able to see, guess the approximate shape of an object. Is that actually round like the Earth, or is that oddly shaped like Oumuamua, which is an asteroid? Yes, Oumuamua is the asteroid that was in the news a while back. We got an occultation is kind of the opposite of a transit, where that apparently small object is passing behind the apparently big object. For example, the occultation we had of Mars and by the moon. I think Mars is bigger than the moon. Yes, Red Dog. I am not a professional teacher, and there may be reasons why I'm not a professional teacher. So we have the thing, and the stand goes through. This goes there. No, this goes here. Of course, I'm going to struggle a little bit. But yes, we had the occultation of Mars and Earth, and there's a graphic of the larger object moving in front of the smaller object. And ironically, the Earth, the moon orbiting the Earth there, is also showing example of transit and occultation. The transit is when it's in front of the Earth. Occultation is when it's behind the Earth. And of course, the most commonly known celestial phenomena dealing with shadow is, of course, the eclipse. When one body passes through the shadow of another celestial body. And of course, like anything, there's multiple types of eclipse. There is annular, there is total, and there are partial. And then you have solar and lunar eclipse. The solar, of course, is when the sun falls behind the moon, and we see that shadow race its way across the Earth. Lunar is when we get between the moon and the sun, and the Earth's shadow falls across the moon. And like I said, there are the three types of solar eclipse: the partial, the annular, and the total, which I have approximate shows there. So partial is when we're not quite lined up all the way. And, you know, the shadow just skirts along the one side, because orbits are tilted, how the moon relates to the Earth is tilted. We're not constantly on the same plane. So sometimes we just get that penumbra of the shadow. We have the annular solar eclipse, is when everything's in line. But as many things do, the distance varies. So instead of the moon near perfectly covering the sun, it's a little farther away from us, and you could see the sun as what would appear to be a ring, which is why it's called annular, because the edges of the sun are still visible. And then, of course, the total solar eclipse, which everyone gets super excited about, where the shadow of the moon completely obscures the sun because we're all in alignment perfectly. Unfortunately, like on the slide, it's a very narrow path that we get to see a total solar eclipse. And of course, because we're talking about eclipse, what would talking about eclipse be without talking about the fact that we should be safe when we are viewing the eclipse? We need a half and half and the big ring. And this goes here. So, when you should not look at the sun at any time because you should protect your eyes. You only have 2 of them. Unless you've already looked at the sun, then you might only have 1 or maybe none now. So we want to protect our eyes, or if you're taking a picture, we want to protect your camera, your phone, whatever you're taking the picture with. And then this lines up like that. So we can use solar viewing glasses, which they must be certified. There is a regulatory agency. You should look for the ISO certification of the number I forget, but it's very easily looked up. Those glasses block the harmful ultraviolet light, as well as visible and infrared radiation. We have solar filters for telescopes, which are I feel like this is wrong. And I don't know why. This is probably why they told me it would take longer to build, because I was going to put things in the wrong. I see what's going on. This red one needs to be like that. And then we can go like that. Perfect. In addition to the filters and that we could use to cover our eyes or our telescopes or our cameras, keep in mind you want to put those filters in front of the piece that will be collecting the light. So if you're using a filter on a telescope, it should be on the end that you point at the sun, because if you put it behind the telescope near, for example, the eyepiece, you've concentrated that light into a very tiny area, and it will melt through the filter and then get to your eye, which is not a fun time. You can also use pinhole projectors, which allow the light to come in. And because the inside of a box or of the projector is in dark and you're letting that pinhole of light in, you'll actually be able to see the shadow, the light coming in, and as the shadow passes over, it forms that shape of the what stage of the eclipse you're in. I should use that key instead of... So I did have some sources there of what I was using, because as always with science, you should reference your work, because much work has been done by people much smarter than me. Let's see, we got that, and then we need 2 tiny pieces of these. Were there any questions in chat? Because I know I went through that kind of fast, but I'm willing to take any and all questions and see if I can answer them. And actually, I also have a question for chat. We obviously have a Facebook and Instagram, and we have the Discord server. Are there any social media we are not currently on that we should be looking at? So, because I'm always curious. I want to make sure we can reach all the people with the science and astronomy, but we can't do that if we're, for example, it would make no sense for us to post on MySpace, besides MySpace not existing. So we got to be where people are. So if you have a suggestion, you can put that into chat. If not, I can continue rambling on. Fun thing about solar eclipses, because we had one last year in April, I actually made my own filter for my telescope, which is a 8-inch Dobsonian style telescope. The opening is quite large, and as such, most filters that were available commercially were much smaller than the opening of my telescope, which does no good without building onto that, because you want full protection. You do not want any stray light escaping. So I ended up having one of my friends who has a 3D printer print me a ring, or a couple rings that would fit on my telescope, and then I sandwiched a solar film that you can get in just sheets between those rings to make a nice safe filter. And while I did not show that on stream, I did show how we made a also pinhole projector to safely view the sun. So we got those in. We need another bar that looks gray, and then we need one of these black pins and 2 of these trailer hitches. That was a very tiny piece that just ran away. I'm going to just hope that that is not needed. It's probably needed. I should probably go find that. And that goes behind. And then this with the red facing up, with the blue there, goes like that. It was by my foot, and then I lost it. I'm going to say it's probably not needed until it is needed.
find it when you step on it.
That's why I'm wearing only socks, so that when I need to find it, I can just step on it. It's yeah. I'm just gonna keep building. It'll be fine. I'm sure that piece was not necessary or structural at all. Let's see. So we're setting that aside. We need another one of these with the fifth. Yes. One of those, two of those. So red goes down. Blue goes through. Blue skips one and goes through. Then we take this and on the other side, mirror it. Yeah, it's been a while since I've built Lego. But overall, it is in fact going swimmingly. 5 holes. We need 2 of those. But yeah, anyone have any questions? Because I know we kind of went through that really fast. Because I'm trying to multitask. Did anyone actually go out and see the occultation of Mars by the moon? Did anyone take pictures or video? I believe, Red Dog, you said you took pictures or video when we were chatting. So we need 2 wheels. We need 2 red rods. We need 2 blue half and halves. And 4 of these tan bits. And then 2 of these. Everyone can still hear me, right? Perfect. All right, so with the wheel, we are taking and inserting the 2, and then putting that on, and again, red piece in the center, and blue with this cross at the end, and I do that twice. I believe these are the feet of the entire setup here. That goes like that, and mirrored on the other side. And then we take 2 of these hub bits, and I guess that prevents things from backing out and it losing its feet. Then we take this and this, and nest them together. I don't think that's supposed to wiggle like that, but I'm sure it's fine. Oh, you have pictures that are turned into a video. I wasn't sure if you shot in video. Did you happen to get that in the Discord if you wanted to share? Let's see, we need 3 of these yellow, and that goes 1, skip a hole, 2, and 3. I'm probably going to leave them poked up a little bit extra because I don't know how far I should actually stab those down in there. And then we need 2 of these. Doesn't matter which side's up. Okay, yes, I did that right. That slides all the way down, slides all the way down. And then this. Oh, there we go. Why do I feel like I'm missing a stud? No, I'm not missing a stud yet. Yet being the key word. And then this goes on the opposite side. Cool. Yes, it does look like a drone, but I can guarantee you it does not fly. Or it can only fly as far as I throw it, and after this, I'm not going to want to throw it, because I only want to build this once. I could build it multiple times, but that seems silly. And then I need one of these. I need this little black piece and a gray thing with 2 ends. Yep, correct piece. That goes down through that tubey bit. That goes up. This goes down through. And then that sits there. So this... Also, hi, Mom. Cool. So now we have an outer gear ring. Ah, I see. And now we need the foot. And we're probably going to need 2 of these. 1 half and half. This wants this white peg. And the last one I have of this. So that wants that through. This looks like it sits up top. We take this, put that in. This goes up through there. And then that goes down. And then that foot goes like so. That's saying to push that down to lock that in. Perfect. Things are going swimmingly. We need this white piece, which blended in. We need 2 of them. And then we need 1 of those. So this goes towards the outside. And then this goes towards the outside, and this stud goes there. Do you have any questions about eclipses, transits, and occultations? I know we just ran through the presentation, but I'm always willing to answer questions as best I can. Keep in mind, like most people, I am an amateur astronomer. I do not get paid for this, so occasionally I get things wrong. I try not to. Then this is supposed to go in the side like that. I guess that prevents things from wobbling when you're turning the gear. And then we need 2 blue half pieces and 4 of these black ones. So we need 2 in this T, then a blue peg with the plus up, a blue peg with the plus up, and then a black peg and a black peg. But hopefully, we'll be able to use this to demonstrate a solar or a lunar eclipse. Or at least that's the plan. So we need a rectangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm finding with Lego, much like when you're working with yarn or fabric, you are confronted with the question, do I know how to count? And you need to be prepared when the answer is in fact no, you cannot count. I can count, but you know, sometimes things get silly. And that goes in the end of one, keeping it out like that. Okay. And then we need 6 of these black half and halves. 4, 5, 6. And we got side, side, skip 2 side, top, and side and top. One of those, one tiny gear, one also small but not quite as tiny gear. This, we need this piece, and yeah, that piece. This wants us to put the blue on the thing up through there. This is using the small but not tiny gray gear. So this is some sort of gear reduction. Rebuilding the washing machine is also a bit beyond my skill level. I can do some basic tasks, but the entire thing, little bit beyond me. And then this gets that with the extra going that way. Yep. And then this goes across those. Whee! That's fun. So we need the last 2 of squares. 4. Oh no, come back. 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this gets 2 on the inner side. And then this gets put on the outer side, like so. And I need to do that twice. Yeah, no, I don't think this is more advanced than washing machines. I think washing machines do exceed Lego in terms of advanced features and building. Um, I mean, the Lego, according to the box, says this set is meant for a 10-year-old. Or you should be at least 10 when you try and build it. I'm fairly certain they put a little bit of a higher, fun for the whole family if you're a bit older than that. So we want those on there protecting this gear. This is telling me I need 1 of this, and I turned this upside down. And then I put this here. But yeah, like I said, if you guys have any sort of questions about astronomy or whatnot, I'm more than happy to answer them. Or even if they're not necessarily about astronomy, but just the observatory and what we do. Does that just sit there? Do I? That looks like it should be down. It does not go down. Hmm. Ah, there it goes. Oh no, it popped out. There it goes, and it is seated nicely on there. Perfect. The whole reason I knew about this set, sorry about going quiet there, I needed to focus. I also need to get a drink. Yep, that kind of looks like the picture. Step 32 is assemble the thing. Step 33 is apparently stop and look at what you've done already. Yep. Step 34. And before that's where I'm supposed to have 3. Nope, I'm only supposed to have 2 of those. It's 2 part 3s. Oh, no, there is actually instructions. It says, turn these little things down. And then step 34 is flip it over, find those feet, and stick these pegs across to hold everything together from moving. I see. I'm picking up what they're putting down here. There we go. We flip it back over, find the last gear, and we put that somewhere. Oh, it only fits there. Oh, yeah. You can kind of see the gears now turn. But yeah, this is actually a working orrery model. So we need bag 2. Already doing pretty good. Actually, these 3 pieces can go in the sun. Or at least the sun can hold them. Yeet. Yeet. It is in fact taking shape. So I need 2 of these feet that look like steps. I need another white plate that looks like that. I need 1 square white. I need this gray one with a little tubey bit. And I need 2 of those actually. Square with a tubey bit. 2 of these black half and halves. 1 white thing. That. Flip it over. Apply the feet. Put them in the opposite side the directions gave. No, we'll fix that. Okay. So that looks like that. Now that wants to go on the corners. Cool. And now we need 1 of these. A cross member that does not need that brown. We do need the yellow. And we need this medium-sized gear. So we need the yellow, and there's a notchy thing. And we're gonna push close enough. It's Lego. And then we put that in the center of the gear. And the gear goes gray side down on that foot, and this part probably holds the crank because it has a pass-through tube. Yes, all the bags on a pile in the desk are in fact a shape, but not a useful shape. We have to make them into a useful shape. There are 2 red things. Anyone doing anything interesting on the weekend? I know it's supposed to snow quite horribly here, so hopefully everyone is making smart choices and following the Lego instructions so they don't have to back the part out again. But I know up here and near the observatory they're calling for, I think the last I looked was 3 to 10 inches. So it'll be a good snow. Which is also part of the reason why we switched to online only in the winters. Because no one wants to be on a mountain when it's snowing and icy and dark. Except for the people who live there. How do they get this to fit? There it goes. And we need one of these black long ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that goes there like this. We need 2 blue pegs. And then 1 differential. So blue peg, something that looks like a car differential. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a 2 with the thing. Goes there. We need 1 of these red bits. We need a blue thing. And then we need a black. Oh, this looks like part of the cranking thing. This is put the red in there. Put this like so, with the black piece going there, and then the blue piece with the round thing goes there. It's not horrible snow. I misspoke. but sometimes it can be interesting to drive in, especially on hills and mountains. And when the deer start running because they need to keep their run to keep warm, and then they jump out in front of you and slide on some ice. And then you slide on some ice, and then we're all sliding in on the ice. Sometimes it can be less than fun. And we need a red. We need a black half and half. Another blue thing. And a gray 2-spot thing. Here. So we got this. Goes in there. We take the red thing, put it in there. I think this is saying put that behind that elbow. Leave that open. And then the blue goes like that. Then we need 2 of these black pieces with something that looks like that. I feel like that bar shouldn't be in there. Okay, chat, I'm looking for one piece like that. Does anyone see it? Yes, you should avoid the yellow snow. But that's just horrible tasting. Am I straight up missing a piece? Okay, we got 2 black longbows. We got gray, slightly shorter gray. Four of those. I swear, it's going to be looking me in the face. And I'm going to be really frustrated when I find it. Because it's going to have been staring me in the face this entire time. We got some brown bits. We got this is almost it, but not. We need one that goes in both the directions. No, this I need for the next step. integral do you think that piece is? I'm very tempted to ask someone who has built this before how integral it is. Because we need these two pieces. There it is. It was literally right in front of me the entire time. Because that's how that goes. In before you all were watching me and it going, it's right there. I mean, not being able to see that because you're online and I am here. All right. Then we take this piece and put it in. Oh, we were supposed to put a blue piece in first, but I don't think it really matters that well. And then I need another one of those. And my sandwich. Kind of looks like a tank. Yeah. Or like the bottom half start to a Mars rover. Then we need this blue part. And one of these black parts. And we put the blue part in the gray part without breaking it. Can you break Lego? Then we need this beige gear, one of these brown rods. We need this cross beam and one of these yellow bits. Okay. Yellow spacer. Gear with teeth going down. And then we do that. And that goes on top. Cool. One of these 9-piece things. That goes like that. Yes. Oh, and then we pick up this thing we had built previously. And connect it the end connected is what's giving me the most problems. Cool. But yeah, I'm glad we're getting to build the Lego orrery. I'm probably gonna put it in the museum for a little bit. Because we do have a little museum and little gift shop area at the observatory. So when come April, the first Saturday of April, we'll be back on site. And I need one short gray piece. Yep. And that's always fun. I think the first weekend of April is also NEAF. So is anyone headed to NEAF this year? Feel free to stop by UAC&J's booth. Because we are, in fact, going. Then we need another one of these short gray ones. With this tiny gray lightsaber. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And that goes in there. And then we get the long gray piece and a spacing tube. Spacing tube. Put the spacing tube with the round side to the outside. And then through there. Perfect. We got a blue piece, which locks that into place. So we now have a free spinning bit. And that looks like it goes down like that. Cool. Then we take this gear and it goes in the bottom and we push. Ooh, too much. We push that through. And we're already starting to get the mechanism by which we'll show planets. Yes. You could probably see it better down here now that I think about it because the light can catch it. But you have that little gear going. Neat. So next we need this tiny tire shaped gear. We need one tube like that and one white piece there. Take the white piece gear and then tube, and that goes white side down. And we have to connect it to the gear there. And those four look like they should be about. Yep, but this is a gear reduction, which will allow things to spin at different speeds. According to my very rudimentary knowledge of gears and how they work. So we need one of these, we need a blue one of this, and we need this. So we put this upside down. Does it matter how this goes together? Not really, because it free spins. Good, because I wasn't envying the thought of trying to take that apart again. It looks like we're putting the blue spikes just into the thing. Into the gray one. And then we flip this upside down. We have this face like the direction. The black side goes up with that facing that way. And we finagle these stoppers in. So now we have a almost planetary gear, which haha, that's what we got. And we need 2 of these. One goes on this side. And the other goes on this side. And then this that looks like it should line. That should probably not fall off. This is saying I'm halfway done, I think. I feel like I put the that's supposed to go. Ah, yes, that is supposed to go there. I can follow the instructions so well. And that seats in there. And then we need 4 of these little Olympic torch things. Where I have no idea where they go in this picture. Anyone in chat know where these 4 pieces are supposed to go? I see. Oh. because again, we need to hold the gear in place. Because the tighter our top, the less everything moves when you rotate the gears, the more accurate the rotation. Get that in there. Okay, that ain't going nowhere. That is thoroughly secured. Okay, and step 66 is telling me to engage that. Okay, yeah, so this white bit here forms some sort of crankshaft. So we need one of these gray dudes and this black. We'll put that on there. And put that on there. Then let's see, we need another gray piece and a gray right angle. That's going in there. And this goes on top of there, lining everything up. Next, we need the brown piece. We need the handle looking piece. And this gold looking piece, which is actually a handle. So, we got the brown through there. The gold slips on and that spins, so when we turn the handle, we don't have to adjust. And that is our hand crank, which turns all the gears. Which, let's see if I can get you a little extra light down in there. So when this handle cranks, we have a series of gears moving. And because we have various reductions, gears in there, you actually slowly now move this outside gear. Turn my flashlight off so I don't waste battery. All right, we're back on the gear thing. So we have a gear. Handle goes that way. Gear goes on this yellow bit. And now because that gear we just put on is actually in tandem with that slow moving gear, just barely visible outside, it now rotates this top gear, which was an interesting automobile show. Oh, and it's showing you that now cranking the turn handle does in fact move that top gear. this next step is super quick. So two of those, steppy foot, down, steppy foot, down. I'm imagining labels are going to go across this white piece. We need two of these, two of these. Now they really do look like tiny lightsabers. Two of those, and two of those. We have feet. And pay attention to the direction the Lego tells you to point. Cool. And now this one goes on the outside. On this orange bar. I really do feel like I'm going to end up breaking some of these non-supported pieces when I'm pressing things in. So that's interesting. We need a blue peg. Oh, I need to do that twice. Okay. One for each side. That makes sense. What I'm going to do for you guys is probably skip putting stickers on for the stream because, yeah. My OCD will not allow anything but perfection for stickers. And I don't know that you guys want to have to put up with that level of OCD. Tiny lightsaber is now hidden. Foot. 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 And foot. And now that. Goes in there and in there and snaps down. And now this ring should line up with a whole bunch of things here. Oh. This is supposed to go It's fine. Everything's fine. Maybe. There we go. Cool. So we're probably getting close to actually putting the planets on. Oh, like I said, we're getting close to the stickers. I think this is just telling us to push the army bits in, yes, so that they sit along that outer ring. And here is where we would apply stickers. As you can see, months. That is going to be, will that be annoying after the fact? We're going to put them on. So we're starting with January and February. I feel like I need tweezers. No. Ah, it's crooked. I don't know why it needed to be whispered. January, February. March and April. Yep, this is having us continue on around, putting the months in order. So not only do you get to learn about all the how the moon rotates around the earth and the earth rotates around the sun, or actually no, the moon orbits while rotating. It does both. Which is why, and it just so happens that the rotational period, which is the time the moon takes to do one spin around its axis, is about the same as it takes to orbit the Earth, which is why the moon only shows us one face, basically. And the other side of the moon, the far side, we don't often get to see, unless someone brings back pictures. Woo! We finally need the sun. So I guess the sun has to stop holding all the extra bits. I need a place to put these so they don't run away. Do have some form of container. There. That will contain. Let's see, how are we looking on time? It is 9:30. So, overall, not bad. We started at 7:40. It's 9:30. And there looks to be fewer small pieces and technical pieces, so this should go a bit faster. Because I think this part was where we were really working on. Ah, hi. My tech guy who controls the camera startled me because I am very easily startled. How have things been out in Viewerland? Is everyone prepared for the snow? Is anyone going to be looking for the... And I know I'm going to mispronounce it because I mostly get to read the words. Syzygy. Where the planets are aligning. They're forming the straight line. And this is... It's like SZYS. And it's the alignment of 3 or more celestial bodies.
Thought they called it a planet parade.
The news calls it a planet parade. Because that word is hard to pronounce. And I need another right hand, one of these half and halves. And I need a differential. I don't know why, but this really looks to me like a car truck differential. I know it's not. And then that goes like that. We need a blue. We need that piece and a gear. And the blue thing goes in one of those. And then like that.
Oh.
What?
Syzygy.
Syzygy.
Yeah.
Is that how it's actually pronounced, or how you...
No, that's the pronunciation key. Syzygy.
Can you have the computer voice say it? Or... Not that I don't believe you, but I don't believe you.
S-I-Z, Syz, letter E, J-E-E, Syzygy. Which translates to union yoking. Sure.
Today we learned. I did not know it translated to union yoking.
That's ancient Greek.
I am not well versed in ancient Greek, oddly enough. Things I've never claimed to be an expert at. And then I need another short yellow beam, and that. And then that gets a gear. This feels like it's one of the things for the end of the arm on which the earth and the sun, or earth and the moon fit. Need yoke. No yokes about it. 5. You need this long gray one. And we need another gear. Center that thing over it. Through, ow. Those were my fingertips. I didn't need those anyway. And then this. Goes like that. Okay. The fun part about this is I have no idea what's ever coming next, despite having read over the instructions several times. Which you would think would help me get through this quicker, and maybe it did. That goes like that, and that goes upside down, and then that goes over that and seats in. And then this gets one of those little yellow spacers. What would be really neat is if they made an expansion kit for this where you could slowly add the outer planets. And I need 3 of these. Is everyone awake out there? I'm trying to keep talking, but I don't know what to talk about. Do we have any upcoming projects that we need to do, or are there any programs you guys would like to see? For those who don't know, the astrophysics roof is an ongoing project. Because as a nonprofit, we do our best with what we have, but you do need to do maintenance, and you do need to upgrade equipment as it degrades, and the roof is one of those things that you need to periodically do, because we have several observatories, which are basically sheds with roll-off roofs, and that protects our scopes, which are permanently mounted in place. So we only ever really take them out or off those mounts if we need to do rebuilding or some sort of maintenance requiring that. But we try and avoid that. But as with many things that are built 30 years ago, time will get to it eventually. That's not it. Yeah. That goes down. Then we need this gray thing, and we need the tiny yellow gear. Yes, that looks like the picture. That goes through there. And then we need a half and half, and this gear. And that clips in there. This clips on here. Yellow. Tube. Red. In the tube. That just looks like a very awkward number 2 pencil. Do 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 do. F-way. Yellow spacer. Other gear with the teeth facing inward. And now this goes in there. Yeah, that is where that goes. Then I'm looking for this gear, which when it goes on here, have to turn it so the gears mesh there. Perfect. And then we take this thing which we built, Why do I feel like I'm missing a piece? I'm not missing a piece. I just did this backwards. I did this backwards. That looks like that. Okay. Black stud, gray went on top. This, then this went in. This. was rotated, and this goes through like that, and I put the gear there. Then I take the pencil, go through, attach the gear, and now that everything's in the proper place, I connect it somewhere like that. Yeah, that looks correct. And now I need an elbow. I say to scale, but like I said, this is a model and it is not exactly to scale, but it would be fun to get it as close as, at least as close as they have in this model with the Earth and Sun. And you can see we have all sorts of gears moving now there. Things are a little off because you are dealing with Lego-sized gears, so there is a little bit of slop. And you can actually look up, a couple of engineers have done this set and then proceeded to do math for fun and the calculus to figure out gear ratios, which is beyond my understanding. And then one, that needs to be that way, and two also needs to be that way. And then we need the really long dude and another one, two of these tubes. Slide one on, slide that through, slide the other end on. Do 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 do. Another long piece. Another blue piece. That goes on top. And that shelters that one rod that's probably going to be spinning. And now we need an elbow piece and 3 of these blue pieces. A blue piece. Blue, like that. And we actually need the second elbow piece. And that's supposed to go straight through my fingers. Like that. And then that is is supposed to clip on. Now we need 2 of these, 2 gray spacers, and small gear, a 90, a gray rod, a 5-piece, and a tube. $90. Thing. Gear on the end. Spacer. All the way. That goes in. And then we tube. And then we spacer, or upright thing. Why do I feel like I have an extra spacer? Probably because it only called for 1. I do have an extra spacer. And then we attach it to the arm we've been working on. Upright. Like so. We need this little handle thing. Some form of gray tube. I misjudged how quickly I could get this done. And I feel bad about it. That is an empty bag. I'm looking for a piece. Well, I need this piece. I need this piece. I'm looking for that piece. Hello? Do you see the gray tube on the table? That looks like that. I'm gonna laugh when it turns into another. It was right there all along. Oh, it was under the book. What? You want to wrap up? Is that what you're saying? It's gone a little too long for you?
I would finish it next week.
So it looks like we're gonna have to finish this next week. Just because my tech guys would like to go sleep. So we will probably pick this build up. Do feel free to like, subscribe, follow, all the free actions. If you do feel generous, you can always subscribe. On Twitch, there is paid subscription, of course, but you can just follow for free. Like I said, all the support goes to helping us keep the programming that we do for free and allows us to pay the bills and keep doing what we're doing. As always, you can check us out on our website, uacnj.org. You'll find a list of our upcoming programs. I should probably step back just a hair so I'm not cut off. So you get more than half of my head. But yeah, it has a list of all our upcoming programs as well as lists of our member clubs, because one of the greatest ways I found that Lego that I dropped earlier, it's under my foot. Ow.
That's why you're wearing socks.
That hurt. List of upcoming programs, list of our member clubs, your local astronomy club is always a great way to get into astronomy, to get those questions answered. Uh, as always, we love to see you. Hit us up on our social media pages, our Facebook, we have Instagram, we have Discord, all great places to contact us. Um, like I said, if there's another social media that you feel that we should be on that we're not on yet, uh, do feel free to contact us and let us know, because I do like to periodically update that. And with that, everyone, have a great night. We'll see you next week with the end of this build, because it looks like we're over halfway through, so we should be able to easily, and I say easily, hoping it's easy, we'll get through this next week. Until then, clear skies and good viewing. Have a good night.